Hello again. This will be a review of the 2018 film The Wind, directed by Emma Tammy, starring Caitlin Gerald. It's the story of a 19th century frontier woman named Lizzie Macklin and her husband Isaac, who live in an unpopulated area in New Mexico during the 19th century. They live in solitude until another family shows up one day. A woman named Emma and her husband Gideon. And Lizzie and Emma make friends, and then it results in a series of Emma having a panic attack after she has learned she's pregnant and says that some creature is after her and she's not supposed to be there. Emma tries to, Lizzie tries to befriend Emma, but Emma starts getting crazier, and most of the film deals with flashbacks in kind of a non-linear order. Starts off with Lizzie taking a what appears to be the corpse of a baby, and we see the woman Emma, her corpse being buried in a casket, while Lizzie is told by her husband Isaac that him and Gideon are going to town to get supplies before the winter sets in, and this leaves her all alone out there for a few days, and she starts getting all these suspicions that some type of evil entity is after her. She sees visions of ghosts of this woman Emma who she had made friends with, and during the flashbacks we see that while Emma was pregnant, she was telling her she was going to name the baby Lizzie if it was a girl and Isaac if it was a boy, hinting at the fact that she was impregnated actually by Isaac, Lizzie's husband. And it wasn't really very clear if that was what happened, and a lot of it's left up to interpretation. But next to Emma's diary, Lizzie finds this pamphlet called Demons of the Prairie, which has a list of these various different demons. And one night she's visited by a man who claims to be a reverend, and she gives him the next door cabin for the night and tells him not to open the door for anyone, including herself. While later that night, he comes to her cabin, she lets him in, and he says that it's after him. And he asks her why she hasn't left yet, and she says it's because her husband doesn't believe her. And the Reverend kind of slips up and says, how could he not after what happened to Emma? And then it looks like he starts shape-shifting into one of the demons from that pamphlet. It's not really very clear again if that demon was real or if it was just a hallucination. But a few days pass, and eventually her husband returns, and then we get another flashback of where apparently Lizzie was pregnant at one point and gave birth to a stillborn baby, which they named Samuel and buried him out in a tree by their cabin. Then she starts getting suspicious of her husband also, if he might be this demon that she thought the Reverend was, and then it goes to another flashback of the woman Emma, and she was telling her that Isaac had impregnated her, and she winds up shooting Emma in the head, which it ties back in with what you saw in the beginning of the movie, where Emma had part of her head blown off and was being placed in a casket. And of course, then her husband winds up thinking she's gone crazy and ties her to a bed and gives her some kind of sleeping drug. And then she starts seeing a shadow coming towards him as his back is turned, and tries to warn him. Then he turns around and his eyes are turning black, and she suspects he's the demon. She finds a piece of glass on the bedside table and is able to cut the ropes that she's tied on, and winds up stabbing him in the throat, killing him. And then she just goes out, and then she's already wounded and goes out into the field and just starts hallucinating again. And after she collapses, and then the movie just ends right there. It's not really very clear exactly whether there was any demons, or if she was just hallucinating the whole time. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Direction was good. It was this woman Emma Tammy's directorial debut, and acting was good for the most part. Music, decent. Not really anything super memorable. But it's a movie worth checking out if you haven't seen it. It is currently on Netflix until November 30th. So if you want to watch it anytime soon on Netflix, check it out. And yeah, that's about all I got for this one. Hope I did better in this video than the first one. So like, comment, subscribe, and stick around for more.